We're starting now.
Welcome to Not Your Radio Show, where today you're going to meet some really interesting people. All forecasts point to maybe. I'm Mark.
I'm Weston.
I'm Dylan.
I'm Mary.
Today we're going to talk about zodiac signs and horoscopes and other such bullshit like that. I think we got a couple of people that are probably for it. I think I might be the only person that's against it. But let's dive right in. So, I'm a firm believer that you make your own fate. You make your own path. You make your own everything. For me to be able to pick up a newspaper and read my astrological sign, which I made in quotations, uh, I think it's a bunch of bullshit, to be honest with you. They're very vague. They're never very, very accurate. Like I said, you're going to meet one of the ones that you read most. It's actually about 85% of the horoscopes that are written in each city is today you're going to meet some interesting people. Well, if you work in the industry like I work in, Dylan works in, Weston works in, which is public, you're always going to meet interesting people. If you go outside, you're going to meet somebody new and interesting. So it's very, very vague. Again, also describing one's characteristic to me off of what their horoscope or astrological sign is also a bunch of bullshit because to me, character is not built in the stars, it's built in the way you're raised and the manners that you're given through your family or your own morality. So, with that being said, on my part, has anybody got anything else that they'd like to say that believes in the bullshit?
I'm kind of half and half on it. Like most things I read about Libra, he's like, as far as personality goes, it describes him pretty well. But as far as the horoscopes that say, well, this is what's going to happen to you today, I don't believe because I read like 5 different horoscopes in one day just to see if all of them said the same thing. They don't. Every single one of them was different.
Mm. Um, so the area that I live in, or I used to live in Arizona, was part of Four Corners. I mean, you had Arizona, Nevada, Utah. I could literally drive an hour in each direction and get a newspaper, and they would all pretty much say the same damn thing. Which is, I mean, it's fine, cool. You're all on the same page, but now you tell me I'm going to win an exact amount of money tomorrow, or I'm going to fall into some cash, and I actually do, then that would be cool. But it was also a one in astronomical sign chance that it actually might happen.
Okay, my belief on it, yeah, I'm a real strong believer in some of your signs fit you. Okay, but I'm also the kind that it seems to mostly fit in just because of how I was raised and where I grew up at. So, I mean, do I believe in it? Yes.
Yeah, but see, there's the key word right there. It's how you were raised and what you grew up in. It's all about the company you keep and the way you grow up as a person. Your morality dictates what you are. So I'm a Gemini, which means, and I've done the research. Gemini is the twins, which means you're two different emotions. You're two-faced, is what they're pretty much saying.
Mhm.
I don't believe that what you see from me is what you're gonna get. I'm a real big asshole, but I'm a fun asshole. So
Not one that stinks.
no, I'm not a stinky asshole. I'm a really fun asshole. I'm one of those assholes that like to play. So to me, that's what you're gonna get. You're not gonna get me being nice one minute and then the next thing you know I'm in a shitty mood and I'm being a dickhead to every. No, I'm a dickhead all the time. So that to me is my sign is a bust, at least when it comes to me. Some people out there, they might be, and I don't know what the statistics are as to how many bipolar people out there are Geminis. Couldn't tell you because all I know is me. I don't care about anybody else when it comes to that shit.
Okay, well, my sign is a Pisces. That means water. And I'm two fish swimming in opposite directions.
Okay,
So I guess, what is
so
it?
that means you're a
The yin
two-faced
and yang?
bass.
The yin and yang is the way I've always believed. Like, there's a good always circling the evil. And see, my sign is also water.
Okay.
And naturally, I'm a fish out of water.
Well, I'm a Gemini, but I feel strongest in water. I'm a great swimmer. My dive rate is at 30 feet right now. Probably, well, I don't know, I haven't done it in a while, but it probably would still be at about 30 feet free dive. And that's holding my breath for a good 2 minutes. I love swimming. If I'm not asleep, which because I work nights I mostly am, I would probably, and if it wasn't cold out, I would be in the lake or water. So that doesn't make any sense. Gemini's sign isn't water. So what about what was your sign?
Okay, so I'm Libra.
What's your sign?
Now, for me, it's a little bit different because I have memory loss for the first 15 years of my life. And yet
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Yeah. And I've matched. Now, there's a couple of different things I have with the signs and everything. I like the Libra sign mostly because it's what I partly believe in this world. Everything is a balance. It's about give and take and give whenever, like, to balance out everything. But whereas I stand on, like, full-heartedly believing in zodiac signs, no, because if you and I've read every single zodiac sign. I've researched on all of them on what their standpoints and all that are, and I match every single one of them.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, you can find like a relation to anything. Honestly, like I said, when they post in the paper your horoscope and they say, like I said, 85% of the time, the most common one is you're gonna meet new and interesting people today. Well, you know what? As long as you step outside, you're probably gonna meet somebody new and interesting.
The thing I have a problem with horoscopes is that they're not true horoscopes.
No, they're generalizations.
Yeah,
they're very vague generalizations.
Because if you go back to what are they called? Not Mesopotamia, but Aztecs. Go back to the Aztecs. They did astronomical reading all the time.
Yeah, but
predictions.
Yeah,
and that's true astronomical reading.
But they were doing it to predict event, not to predict future horoscope. Like they were doing it like, okay, so the Mayan calendar, let's say, they said, oh well, the world's going to end in 20. They say the world was going to end in 2018. Well, we obviously misread that. 2012. There you go. Thank you. Fucking John Cusack movie.
No, it didn't say it was going to end. It just said it was the last date recorded, and then.
So we all just assumed.
I didn't.
But the majority of the world was like, we're going to make a movie with John Cusack where the world's going to crack in half, and it's going to be a box office smash, but it tanked.
Okay.
It tanked like that shit that hit the limo.
This also just doesn't. It goes back into the Western civilization, the Chinese, the Native American. Look, everybody has their own belief on it.
My Chinese zodiac is I was the year of the rat. The rat is swift and cunning. But Weston's not the year of the rat, and he's very swift and cunning. You're not the year of the rat, and you can be very swift and, well, not right now, but you can be very cunning.
Thanks!
For those of you who don't know, Mary had knee surgery. Swift is not her vocabulary. As for Dylan, I don't really know Dylan as well as I should, but...
If I'm not mistaken, I think I was born in the year of the cock.
No.
So the rooster.
Pun intended.
No, yeah, but
if you want to say something, say it.
So the year of the rooster is strong-willed and protective. I mean, I'm not saying you're not those things, but I haven't seen them because I only see you at work or here. So, I mean, you know what I mean.
Now, so when it comes to all of that, I do have a belief that
it's very generalized. That's the problem that I have with it.
With the socialization of it, yes, it's just generalization.
Yeah.
But its deeper meanings, I find a little more interesting because if you research into each zodiac, into what their deeper meanings are instead of just their generalization meanings, Gemini, for an example. Gemini, it's not about being two-faced.
Well, no, it's having two different sides to yourself.
Yeah, there's two sides.
I get that,
and you do have two sides to yourself because
there's the awake side and the sleep side.
No, it's not. It's not exactly just your personality or the way you approach things. It's it's your view versus your behavior. You're not like me when if you don't like somebody, you put them on a list where it's just like this person is permanently out for like gonna pull the trigger.
Whoa! Calm down. You mean just they're on the off list. You just don't talk to them anymore.
Yeah,
I can relate to that because that's what I do to people. Well, I don't do no click boom type shit.
We're not here to harm anybody.
No,
but it's just that
if it was the end of the world,
if somebody's really wrong man.
If it was the end of the world, I got one of them lists. The only thing with me is, and the reason why I get what you're saying, I kind of get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But
I'm a firm believer that life is too short.
Yeah.
Okay, and especially, a lot of people who don't know this about me, I have, a brain tumor, and God knows what that can do to me tomorrow.
Yeah.
So life is way too short. I don't believe that you should ever hate anybody.
Yeah.
Hate's a very strong word. Yes, you can dislike somebody. I don't agree with a lot of people's views. Especially, I'm from the West Coast. Moving out here, this place is a total backwoods fucking place for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I come from civilization, not cousin fucker county.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I know what you're going through.
But it doesn't mean that I don't like the people out here.
Yeah.
It just means that I have to adapt. And if I don't like you, like let's say you did do something to me to make me hate you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and not hate you, but to just let's say you scorned me.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it's a big word for everybody out there. But let's say you scorned me. Look, like I said, life's too short to be on that hate list forever for me. I'm a firm believer in everybody deserves a chance, one way or the other. But fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. I mean, it's just that simple. I'll never trust you the same, but it doesn't mean I won't talk to you. And it doesn't mean I won't be cordial because that's the way I was raised. Manners is manners. Now, if I find you in a dark alley and you did something really hurtful to me, you're not going to walk away from it. But I'd still have a very nice conversation with you. So it don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
You can just talk. There's only one mic. It's not like I have to hit pause on everybody.
Yeah.
She's new to this.
Yeah.
Well, as far as me though, one of my biggest pet peeves is somebody uses my kindness for granted. All it takes is just one time I cut you off. I don't even acknowledge your existence. That's all it is.
Don't mistake my kindness for weakness. I get that. And I agree with that. I am a very kind person. I will give you the shirt off my back to help you if I have a shirt on. But that doesn't mean that
what if they need pants?
I'm weak. Well, I'll straight up Winnie the Pooh that shit for the rest of the day. I'll shirt cock it.
I'm sorry.
I know you were imagining me with just pants or with just shirt. So.
Sorry, I see it all the time.
Yeah. It's nothing new around here.
Yeah.
I literally have just a red shirt, and that's all I wear.
Yeah. It's not pretty, ladies.
No, it's not. It's like a train
Remind me
wreck.
not to go to this house early in the day.
Early in the day?
Dude,
Or
that's
later
when we
at night.
just get home and we're still dressed.
Yeah, you're lucky that I had clothes on early in the day, because I mean, the minute I hit that door, it's fucking waist to ankles. So, but like, okay, so anyway, not to digress or, get on to a different subject, especially, nudity in your own home, which I think is perfectly fine and everybody should get used to it.
Yeah.
The whole, okay, I highly recommend this TV show for anybody. It's been canceled for a few years, but it was a show that Penn and Teller did.
Mm-hmm.
It was a show called Bullshit.
I heard that show.
Very good show. You've never heard of it? It was on HBO. It was years ago.
Showtime.
Well, yeah, it was. You're right. It was
I've
Showtime.
never had
It was on
either of those,
Showtime.
so.
But you can find episodes of it online, and I highly recommend looking up the episode on horoscopes because they do one. They also do one on fucking chiropractics because there's idiots out there who believe chiropractics can heal cancer.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
Chiropractic has my back and everything. But
There's a doctor out there who believes that working on just the foot can cure Alzheimer's.
No.
No, it's a
No,
big
zodiacs-
resounding no to that. If you go
It is
into
a
his
no.
office,
There is a major difference between
Well,
chiropractors and everything else versus zodiac.
well, no, I know, and I'm just saying I highly recommend just checking out some of these episodes because I guarantee you, especially with like
I just wanted to promote the show.
I do. I fucking love the show. It's awesome. It's actually an awesome show. Especially there's an episode that's about bottled water. That's great. I highly recommend that too. But anyway, we'll get back
We're not
on.
going to go into that.
Well, yeah,
one.
we'll get back on to zodiacs because I mean we tend to do this in almost every show we're ever in. We'll start with one thing and then boom, we're talking about toilet paper.
Yeah.
I mean,
But I think that's what makes us great is because it's just like
we're everywhere. We're all over the board. Yeah,
because this is a real conversation.
I agree. Yeah, it is. That's the whole purpose of the show. But but like I said, to me, Zodiac it's a bust for me because character is not made in the stars. Character is made in the way you are built as a person. So to tell me that I am a generous person, well, that I already fucking know.
So this
To
is
tell-
Tell you're a generous person.
so this is one of those age-old questions.
Most
Is
part,
it
I mean-
nature versus nurture?
Dismiss them.
You're nurture type.
I'm a firm believer in you are you're basically you are your parents' children.
Mhm.
You've either learned from their mistakes and became a better person from it, or they were already decent, moralized people, or smart enough to brainwash the shit out of you,
Mhm.
and you are the exact copy of what they want you to be.
Mhm.
Me, on my front, I mean, my parents, yeah, they weren't perfect, but they at least raised me with the mannerisms of, you hold doors for women, you pull chairs out for women, you do you don't ever raise a hand to a woman. I got into a fight when 7th grade. I beat this kid up one hall and down the other, and my dad took me out and bought me a $600 professional GT Performer Pro Stock bike because I beat the shit out of this kid because he slapped a girl, and I put this kid in the hospital. I didn't just like smack him back and say, no, don't do that. I broke his arm in a locker. I dislocated his jaw. I broke both of his clavicles, 3 of his ribs. I broke his tibia, his fibia.
Your zodiacs may not define you, but I think they do contribute in a way. Even though your parents raised you to be what we would like to be called civilized adults, and later on down through life. I still think our zodiac signs also help contribute to define who we are. Because, like, if you go with mine says I'm nurturing, I'm caring. I've been like this my whole life. And, I mean, sometimes, yeah, they get it wrong, but sometimes they could be dead on.
But in a profession where they are praised for being right, to say they sometimes get it wrong, that's not good. That'd be like me going to Burger King and sometimes getting a Big Mac. I'm just it's not you can't base your life and your personality off of what the newspaper writes, what you read on the internet. Hell, they've written books. You can't don't believe what you read. It's just that simple.
Okay.
Wait, what was that? Say that louder.
Okay, then why did they make zodiacs to begin with?
Honestly?
Is it not to put us all into separate groups or to redefine us?
Well, okay, first of all, to put us into separate groups is probably one of the more accurate thing. But the zodiacs, I believe, were created for the same reason the Hallmark company was created, to sell newspapers.
Well,
I mean, you're going to go... Most people... Okay, my favorite thing to read in the newspaper is obviously, who got arrested tonight.
yeah.
Because it's hilarious.
Yeah.
But especially living in a small town like this. Now, you go to like cities like New York, yeah, people are looking at their stocks. But, everybody goes, yeah, let's see what the hell my horoscope says today. I'm going to meet new and interesting people. You live in New York. You're going to meet interesting people. I mean...
Okay, let's get past you're going to meet
okay.
new
Okay.
people.
Okay.
Okay,
You're gonna go on a journey today of self-discovery.
You can take
If
a
you
self-discovery walk in your own backyard.
Exactly. You don't need a newspaper to tell you what you're going to do. It's just
Actually,
going to... See, now, here's the one thing I do kind of agree with horoscopes. It does make you look at it, your day better. Because you're going to go out, okay, well, my horoscope said I was going to meet new and interesting people. I just met this guy who flies airplanes, but he has no arms. That's pretty fucking interesting. So you actually look for that moment. It's literally a plot device.
Well, yeah, it's psychology.
Yeah, it is.
They
It's subliminal messaging.
They need to have one that's a little more real. You're gonna walk down the alley, shit faced, and then wake up in the morning naked with a banana stuck up your ass.
And then it happens. Now, if my horoscope,
did you guys see that post on Facebook the other day?
If my horoscope ever said that specifically, and then that happened, I will totally change my worldview.
Okay, I still believe that.
And if I totally change my worldview, you know I had a banana in my ass.
I'm still a firm believer. Your horoscopes help you through your day. Because, yeah, some days it may be spot on that, well, you're going to have a good day. Yeah, I've had it tell me on days that, well, you're going to have a rough day, and it's best just to seclude yourself.
Yeah, but see, how do you know you were going to have a rough day if you secluded yourself? You didn't try. You did what the paper told you to do, and you had a good day. Because you stayed your ass home.
Actually, no. I will beg to differ with you on this one. Because I've got it set up where it automatically goes to my Gmail account.
Of course you do.
Naturally.
Yeah.
I'm a star person. I'm a space person. If you guys can't tell.
Ground control to Major Tom.
Stars are there for two reasons and two reasons only. To produce light for other civilizations, galaxies. You can't say there isn't any civilizations out there. We've never been there. But other galaxies. So that's one. The other one was to chart maps. That's about it. To me, you can't go look up at the star and go, that motherfucker is red. I'm going to have a bad day today.
Okay. Like I was saying, mine's actually sent to my Gmail account.
Well, of course it is.
All right. Well, shut up now. With mine, I'll go back and read it 2 days later, and it'll be either spot on, where I should have secluded myself, and I didn't, and I just made everything even worse.
But that doesn't mean you didn't have you had a bad day. That means you just learned something new. Don't eat at that Chinese restaurant. If you're going to eat at that Chinese restaurant, you're going to have a bad day. Life is about experiences. I'm not going to... like I said, zodiacs are just like the Hallmark company. A card saying, hey, just thinking about you, hope you have a good day, produces the same endorphins in your head going, oh, somebody was thinking about me. I am going to have a good day. Or dopamine. There you go. It's
now I do have
it's just a push, an extra push.
I do have to put one thing out there. And I know everybody's observed this. Anybody who ever worked in the service industry. Anytime there's a full moon, shit gets real.
Okay.
Yes, that it does. And
I agree with that. But what is...
anything that can go wrong happens on Mondays.
What is...
in the food industry.
And today's already Murphy. So
what is your body consistent of? What is the main ingredient to a human body? You're 85% what?
Water.
Exactly. What does the moon control? What do you get high tides and low tides from? The moon.
It's not controlling the water itself. It's controlling a certain level of gravity.
Exactly, but it's still water.
Yeah.
That's the main control of that.
Can you also make the same conjecture that stars in a certain position where the light hits the Earth...
does it affect our gravity?
Can affect our personalities. Because
studies
have been done.
There's a reason why they call it lunacy, and I agree with you on that.
Yeah. Because,
one, it's a myth factor, but it's not a myth factor. In the early Victorian era, when the term lunacy came about, they were noticing, yes, there were higher volumes of people having more issues when it was a full moon.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got people creating myths, the werewolf. Mm-hmm. That is just a metaphor of a person on a full moon going nuts. Mm-hmm. That's all it is.
Wouldn't it be so cool if it was true, though?
What, lycanthropy?
Yes.
It would be fucking amazing. It would be awesome. So. I like the science fiction behind lunacy. But lunacy, and I agree, it is a true statement, but it also it is a physical issue that people have because, yes, your body is 85% water, and the moon actually holds more power over our water because of high tide, low tide. You could physically see what it's doing, and I know it is gravity.
Yeah.
I know it is gravity, but you can still physically see the water's right. I mean, we had that huge full moon in 2016 that caused a tsunami, wiped out fucking a whole city in India.
Yeah.
It was the full moon. The full moon caused a high tide, which caused a tsunami to take out this city.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because of gravity, which affects the water on this planet, obviously. Yeah. Which our bodies are 85% made of.
Which also can affect our personality.
I agree, because you can go dehydration real quick with no water in your body, and I don't know if you've ever seen anybody dehydrated, but they start hallucinating. They start just going kind of a little nuts. I mean, living in the desert, it's horrible. Like, first off, you see things you shouldn't see. There's
like himself in the mirror.
Yeah. Oh, that nobody should ever see that. But I agree with the lunacy part of it. I agree with the moon. The moon does hold certain sway over our Earth, but it's also kind of trumped up by media as well, because the media likes to point the blame at the moon. Are you all right there, Precious?
Got a phone call.
Okay. Well, we're rounding it up anyway. We're at 26 minutes. So, but to first off, I'm gonna go around the board, and I'm just gonna say, look, you didn't make a believer out of me.
Well, that wasn't the point.
I know, but I still like to say it.
Yeah.
But I still find horoscopes very entertaining to read. I don't go out of my way to read them, but if the paper's sitting on the table, oh yeah, that's neat. I'm going to meet new and interesting fucking people today.
Maybe one of them might end up killing me today.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Just remember that, I guess the main way to put it is, I don't know how to explain this. Never mind.
Well, you gotta look. One thing you're going to learn about doing our radio show, you got to stand firm in your beliefs, okay?
I am, but because I don't know how to explain
I'm not here to change your mind in what you believe, okay? Like, we're going to take Josh, for example. Love Josh, great guy, very funny. He's got his beliefs, and I would never do anything to take that away from him. So I'm not going to do that to you either. I'm just going to tell you how I feel. And if you agree with how I feel and you want to learn more, there's a public library right up the road. Because I'm not going to...
Well, I go to a public library when I got you two as friends.
Yeah, well, knowledge is power, but...
Yeah, and it helps when you've got nerdy friends, too.
True. But so with all that being said, I actually really enjoyed the topic this week, and if anybody has any comments, leave them down below. If you want to talk about your zodiac, sure, go for it. I'm not going to read them anyway.
I will, though.
Weston will.
Nice.
But yeah, hit the subscribe button, smash that like button if you liked what you heard, and if you didn't like what you heard, just remember, it's not your radio show.